Saima ma'am, you can start with the presentation. You are not audible, ma'am. Kindly check your mic. Saima ma'am, you are not audible. Marina ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Saima ma'am, you are not audible to us.
Sir, please next slide.
Yeah, now you are audible.
Now, how can we enhance our intrinsic motivation? Motivation, when we are self-motivated, we are able to achieve our goals and get success in life very easily. Now, how to achieve intrinsic motivation? That means achieving a motivation without any external factor. To drive to pursue goal and maintain enthusiasm is very important. You all agree with me that it is very important. When we are motivated, we are able to demonstrate good work and we are able to do it properly. So what are the techniques? How can we we are self motivated? Setting smart goals and positive affirmation. Positive affirmation play a very important role. See, we all have some thoughts going on in our mind. Yes, you all agree with me that we have some thoughts going on in our mind every time. And when we are, yes, when we are telling positive affirmations to ourselves, when we are motivating ourselves, telling some positive affirmation that I can do it, I'll be able to achieve my goal, I am doing well, all these are positive affirmations. That means you are modifying your thoughts by yourself, you are motivating yourself and finding purpose and what you want to achieve. You have to find the purpose for it. Now, goal setting. Write down one personal or professional goal and steps you will take to achieve it. Share your goal with the group. Now, write down any personal or professional goal that you want to achieve and read it every day and say it to yourself, yes, I want to achieve this. This is how you can motivate yourself and keep yourself up and about to achieve any goal. Now, how EI influences behavior. Next slide, sir. Now, EI influences our behavior, how we respond, how we behave in certain situations. EI impacts how we perceive and respond to our environment. Environment is not in our hand, but how we perceive it, how we respond to the emotions, how we respond to the external circumstances in our hands. Now, individual with high EQ often exhibit. Now, you will see an individual who is having high emotional intelligence, you will be able to understand with their behavior. Better conflict resolution techniques, you must have heard, there are people, whenever you see there is a conflict, there are people who are always trying to find the solution, who are always trying to resolve the conflict, while on the other hand there are some people who don't want to resolve the conflict, they enjoy the conflict. That means they are not in high EI. But the people who are having high EI will always try to resolve the conflict. More effective communication, they are better in communication, they are able to communicate their thoughts, they are able to communicate their motivational factor, they are able to communicate what they want from others very effectively. Now they have enhanced ability to build and maintain relationship. You all agree that maintaining a good relationship is very important, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What do you achieve when you maintain a good relationship with others, with your colleagues, with your family members? What do you achieve?
There are basically one, two benefits, top benefits. First of all, you feel satisfied. Then you have a lot of
Yes.
friends because we are social animals, and having social relationships fulfill our basic social needs. The need to be, the need of belongingness. that is satisfied. Along with that, if you have good relations with people, your work is done easily. People cooperate with you.
Yes.
So at times your work is not done if you're not cooperative towards people, or people are not cooperative towards you, your work is stunted, it's not done. But when you have good relations, the work is done easily and faster.
Yes, Aarti ma'am is writing the person with, will experience peace and contentment and tranquility and happiness when you are maintaining a cordial relationship with others. Now, enhance the ability to build and maintain the relationship that we have already discussed. Now, how EI drives personal growth. So, next slide. The previous one, sir. No, this one. Thank you. The ripple effect. Now, this is, have you all seen what happens when a drop of water is dropped in, a lake, or when we drop a stone in a lake? What happens? What happens
Ripples
when
are
we drop a stone in a lake? Ripples are formed. Initially, one ripple is formed, and that ripple affects the other, and then the ripples continue. So this is called the ripple effect. Now, how are we going to relate the ripple effect with the emotional intelligences? EI affects how emotions are spread among individuals. See, when you are happy, everyone around you will feel happy. You spread happiness. Yes, and when you are sad, you are making the environment sad. The other people around you will also be affected. So emotions are contagious. They create a ripple effect. People with high EI individual can positively influence the mood and behavior of those around them. Have you ever experienced that in a room of 50 people, there's a person who enters, the person is a very happy-go-lucky person, and then the whole environment is changed? Yes? So the emotions create ripple effects. The emotions are contagious. So next slide. Now, when you have EI, the high EI, you will, how EI drive personal growth. This is really going to be helpful to you in your personal growth, in your professional growth. See, self-improvement and personal development will be there when you will have high emotional intelligence, resilience in the fact of challenges. When you are in a challenging situation, you will be able to hold your emotion, you will be able to take some conscious decisions, and you will be able to demonstrate the right response. Now then, better decision making based on emotional insights. So next, how EI, yes, build emotional resilience. EI contributes to resilience by helping individual managing stress and adapt changes, encouraging a positive outlook even in adversity. See, there are certain adverse situations, but then when you have the high emotional intelligence, you will be able to demonstrate and take it in a positive manner, and think, that today it is like that, tomorrow it will be something different. If today it is negative, tomorrow it will be positive. So you will have to, you will find something positive in every negative situation when you have high emotional intelligence. Yes, and next. Now, what are the traits of people with high emotional intelligence? So next slide. What are the traits of people with high emotional intelligence? You will always find that people with high emotional intelligence, they have clear understanding and their strength and weaknesses. They know that this is my weakness and this is my strength. They have very clear understanding. They know each and everything about them. So this is something which you will always see in people who have high emotional intelligence. They recognize their emotion and their impact on thoughts and behavior. They know that my emotions are going to impact my decision making. My emotions are going to impact my behavior. They manage their emotion in a healthy way. They know, okay, yes, I am able to, I am able to regulate and manage my emotions in a healthy way. They remain calm and collected under any kind of pressure. This is really important. Any kind of situation, be it very stressful situation or any challenging situation, a person who is able to maintain the calm, and a person who is able to, is calm and composed, is, able to understand the situation and able to demonstrate the right amount of emotions. Now, how to build high EI? How to build? The next slide, sir. Next slide. Now the question is, how can we build high EI and what are the benefits of high EI? Enhance personal and professional growth. So next slide, please. Next slide, please. How to build high EI. Next slide, sir. Yes. How to build high EI. We have seen that how important is emotional intelligence, is how important it is to maintain it. But the question is how to build high emotional intelligence. Now, to build high emotional intelligence, the first very important point is practice self-awareness through reflection and feedback. What you can do, we all think that whatever we are doing is right, but then it is very important to take the feedback from the people around us and take it in a constructive manner and do the self reflection. When we are able to do the self reflection and when we are able to take the feedback in a proper manner, in a positive manner, we are able to improve ourselves. The next is develop self regulation skill with mindfulness and stress management techniques. Do meditation, give some time to yourself, introspect, think about it. By the end of the day, when you are about to sleep, you can recall what all things you have done, what behavior you have shown, what decisions you have taken. In that way you will be able to recapitulate the day, and then you will be able to understand and modify your behavior in the next upcoming days. Then the next is foster empathy by actively listening and understanding others perspective. People around you, they expect something from you. When you are empathetic to them, when you are listening to them, understanding them, and when you are able to understand their perspective, everyone is going through a tough situation, everyone is going through certain situations in their life, and when you are able to understand their situation in life, you will be able to empathize with them. Sir, next slide where video is there. Let us show the video now. So there's a video. Next slide. Yes. The previous one. Yes.
Just a second, ma'am. Let me open it in some other this thing.
Yes, sir. Yes. In the meantime, the audience can type in the chat box what are the strong emotions that you experience in your life. What are the strong emotions that you experience? And how can we manipulate our emotions? Yes. What are the strong emotions that you experience? How can we modify anger? Aggressiveness. Yes. Calm.
Ma'am, is this the video?
Yes, sir. Yes.
We explain emotional intelligence. This is Bob the caveman. Bob either fights or runs away when confronted with a problem. But when his boss gives him a stack of work and a short deadline, he doesn't know what to do. Should he fight or run home to his cave? If Bob understood emotional intelligence, he could overcome his conflict at work without turning to his primitive instincts. He begins to think about personal self-awareness and how it aids in trusting emotions. He realizes that self-regulation manages his emotions and with practice can even prevent his most impulsive reactions. Motivation, empathy, and social skills are the tools he will need to pick up if he wants to succeed in the ever-changing world. Back at work, Bob asks to meet with his boss about the workload. His boss agrees to extend the project deadline. Bob then asks a colleague for help, and together they get the job done. Grateful, Bob invites them on a hike to his favorite neck of the woods, and they bond over a perfect campfire. Thanks to emotional intelligence, Bob is now doing great at work and at home too. Visit the Image Partners website to learn more about emotional intelligence.
Okay, so dear audience, you have just seen the video that how Bob has made the significant changes in his life
Almost every
just by
business decision we
adopting
make
some
on a daily
emotional
basis.
intelligence. So yes, you can type in the chat box what emotional intelligence, characteristics Bob has shown in this video. What are the emotional intelligence characteristics which Bob has shown in this video? He has shown social skills, time management,
Communication.
communication. Okay, sir, next slide. Now I'll tell you about two situations, and you have to tell me that how are you going to behave in this situation? How are you going to, respond in this situation? Sir, next slide. Next. Yes. The situation is a student in your class is previous one. A student in your class is frequently disruptive during lessons, affecting the learning environment in your class. How do you address this behavior using emotional intelligence to ensure they understand the impact while maintaining a positive classroom atmosphere? Yes, dear audience. How are you going to deal with this situation? How are you going to deal with this situation? A student in your class is frequently disruptive during lessons, not letting you teach, affecting the learning atmosphere in your class. How are you going to deal with this using emotional intelligence? See, at times, we are going to scold the child, but then if we are emotionally intelligent, how are you going to deal with such situation? Yes,
First, find the
anyone can answer.
reason. First, find out the reason why the child behaves like that.
Correct. We have to find the reason. Counseling and have empathy while behaving so. Yes. So we have to empathize with the child. What are the circumstances with what the child is facing in his family, which made the child behave in this manner? We have to understand what are his, driving factors, why the child is behaving like that. Okay. So the next situation is a student constantly interrupts. So next, a student constantly interrupts during class discussion, disrupting the flow of lesson. How do you handle this behavior using emotion? It is almost the same question that we have to empathize with the child. We have to understand that what made the child behave like that. So, dear audience, this was all about today's emotional intelligence. If you have any questions or if you have anything to say, you're most welcome to unmute yourself and tell. Any questions or anything that you want to suggest or anything that you want to add on? Yes, sir.
Yes, dear participants, we would like to hear to your feedback. We would like to hear to your questions. Come forward. Wonderful insights. Okay. Other than wonderful insights, what else? Ah, we have Aarti ma'am with us. Aarti ma'am, let us hear from you. We would
Yes,
like
sir.
to
Good
take your
evening, sir.
feedback.
Good evening,
Good evening.
everyone.
Yes, yes.
No doubt, sir. Wonderful insights. We could check on ourselves. It was an introspection for us whether we have strong emotional, quotient or not. There was a comparison by and by. We are comparing whether we are. What about us? Whether it is EQ or IQ, and whether we are at times rational, how we are dealing with the children. So I must say, it was really helping us, and I'm sure other educators also must have benefited from this session. Thank you, Saima ma'am. It was great listening to you. Thank you, sir, for giving this platform to such people and bringing all to us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now let me go to Preeta ma'am. Preeta VR. Preeta ma'am, we would like to hear to your feedback.
Yes, sir. Yes, it was a wonderful section. I was doing something else in between. I could join even though, yeah, it was different topics. Yeah, she added maybe points, tips, how to overcome it. Yeah, it was interesting and smoothly. It has gone. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Sudhanshu sir, let me hear from you. Sir doesn't miss any of our sessions actually.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
At times we become very aggressive towards children. So that was a very insightful session from ma'am to regulate our emotions and not to take emotions way over our head. Thanks, ma'am, for this insightful session.
Great, sir. Great. Wonderful. So, thank you one and all for your feedback.